What a perfect segue to my next guest. His name is Sean Moran. He's the vice president of the National Border Patrol Council, a 17-year veteran of the U.S. Border Patrol. He's been assigned to the Imperial Beach and El Cajon Border Patrol stations and has been assigned on a temporary basis to both the El Central and Tucson Border Patrol sectors. The National Border Patrol Council represents 17,000 non-supervisory Border Patrol personnel. It is recognized as one of the most effective unions in the federal sector. And I'm going to tell you something right now. As we open up, I'm going to say this. I believe that our men and women that are serving in the Border Patrol have their hands tied by a policy coming out of the White House administration that is tying their hands, these men and women, by having their hands tied, I also believe, have their lives in danger. Now, there's some other things that we need to speak of, but I'm going to speak out right now that this effort that we're going to push towards, as far as we said it before, it's not going to be a secret to Sean Moran. We're advocating that we shut down the border on Cinco de Julio. Now, I don't expect him to chime in on that, but it will be also in support of our good men and women who are serving in the Border Patrol, whose lives are in danger as a result of our failed policies. But I welcome to the show Mr. Sean Moran, who will be able to articulate some of the stuff that's happening that not everyone is totally aware of, including some of the suppression of the media that's taking place. We're hearing of reports on Breitbart.com out of Texas that the U.S. media has been restricted at the border. And Mr. Moran, I welcome you to the show. Yes, sir. Now, I want to let you know of something that I was just recently made aware of by a whistleblower. And by the way, when a whistleblower comes to us, that information is in great hands because we are supportive of what's going on with the Border Patrol members. That's the main reason why we have you on, and I want to make that really super clear. We're being told, okay, that some of the illegal aliens, okay, are being trained to help out with managing the border. Have you heard anything to that effect?
That I have not heard.
Okay. We're going to be bringing this information forward. We do have a whistleblower that we're speaking to, but that leads me to my next topic. Maybe that's the reason why they're trying to restrict the media and public attention from these issues. Is that really taking place? Because this is another thing that I'm being told, is that the Border Patrol is focusing more on suppressing the media and dealing with and containing the media than they are. They're actually more adversarial towards the media than they are the illegals or the immigrants that are coming over the border.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I'm not a public relations expert by any means, but the strategy that Customs and Border Protection is using with this is not good when it comes to visibility and being transparent. They're releasing things on Friday afternoon, or on a weekend, announcing that illegal aliens would be flown or bused to Southern California and processed and released. So they're doing themselves a disservice.
Now, sir, we do know from my personal firsthand account, I have watched the Department of Homeland Security pull a bus up to the front curb of a Phoenix Greyhound station. And they're essentially, after processing, after receiving them, after giving asylum status to these these Central American immigrants, okay, including 10 of which, by the way, were of Arab. They were of Arab descent. This is something that I personally witnessed. All right, sir, I'm going to, and you do not need to endorse. I understand how sensitive this is, but I'm going to tell you something right now. Even in support of our Border Patrol members who I believe their lives are in danger, okay? I think that one of the solutions is on July 5th, if we can convene at the border to put some political pressure, at least to shut down the border and say, you know what, we're not going to allow, commerce to flow if you're going to allow these immigrants to flow in such a fashion that is detrimental, it's unconstitutional at this point. I'm advocating that. That's something separate from our conversation. I want to ask you, what do we as a public need to do to support your efforts to resolve some of these issues that are taking place on the border? What do we have to do to support your efforts?
Well, the number one thing is to keep up pressure on the agency, both in the media and through Congress.
But I want to thank you very much for your time. And, sir, also know that we're going to do everything we can on the 5th of July. We believe the time is now, and we want to, in support of our fellow citizens in the U.S. Border Patrol, we're going to support your efforts however we can, sir. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, okay, listen, we heard almost a sense of frustration from this gentleman, Sean Moran. Let's demand some accountability. Let's get to the border and shut it down on Cinco de